What is up? What is going on? My name is Jamar Jones, and welcome back to another video on how to plan a retreat that sells out, that's profitable, and so that way you don't make mistakes. You don't make mistakes planning this retreat for your business. And I did this series because there's not really anything out there. I mean, there are videos and things, but it's not updated. There's not something that's new, that talks about today's time and how to really book successful, profitable retreats. And so today is this is the third video. We're going to be talking about pricing for your retreat, all about pricing. And I'm going to do something a little bit unique. Instead of just kind of talking, I'm literally going to bring up, I have like several, like 6 or 7, we'll see how many we go through, of random retreat websites. Okay, we're going to break down pricing right here and now and go through these retreat websites, give a little bit of feedback, and also figure out the psychology and why they chose the pricing and different pricing models and ways to grow your retreat and how to sell it. So if you're interested in that, this video is for you. Let's hop right into it. So let's go ahead and go to the first one. So first of all, your retreat that you're planning, the pricing is oftentimes the biggest issue. Let people go to location. How could I make it spectacular? The value, and all those are very important, but pricing always stops people because they're like, well, I know maybe a typical event that maybe has like 50 to 100 people is like the pricing model is a little bit different. And it depends on kind of once again, the value, who's coming, what kind of speakers you have. I mean, there's a lot of variables to it, but a retreat oftentimes is a small, intimate group. And they're like, how much should I charge for this for my business? Because I've seen, where people are charging tens of thousands of dollars for a retreat. And I've seen where people are charging $150 for a retreat. So like, you don't know, kind of like there's such a wide range of pricing that you don't know exactly what to charge. So this video is going to really break down what you should charge. And now I've done successful retreats, huge conferences, and I've been doing it for the past like 2 decades, to be honest, because I was a former hip hop artist where I literally did all the booking and everything for my own shows. And then now as a business owner for the past 10 years, I've been able to grow and run successful events and retreats. And so I feel like I'm well qualified to talk about this. So as far as for this one, we're going to go through, I don't know what this is. One Alpha Retreats. I don't know. Entrepreneur Retreats. So they got a video here, and we're not going to go through the whole video, but this is some ski retreat, and he's bringing entrepreneurs there. Okay, cool. It's got some video, people sitting on couches, typing notes. All right, cool. So their retreat is actually next year. It looks like, this video is in 2025. Let's see. Theme: business life alignment. All right. Interesting. Really small text here. It's sold out. So whatever they're doing, I guess it's working. Let's scroll down to the pricing. So it's sold out. All right, here we go. So this is what they sold out. So they got a 10. This is interesting. This website is terrible too, by the way. Absolutely terrible. But look, they're sold out. So they must be doing something right. So there's a private room and a shared room. So for the private room, so you get your own room, you get 1 ticket, lodging, and meals. So you just got to get there. You just got to pay your plane ticket. And that starts at, starting at $1,799. Interesting. And then there's a shared room where you share a room with somebody for a little bit less, so $1,499. So pretty much it's $1,500, and this is $1,800. So you get $300 off your ticket if you go in with a shared room. That's interesting. So this pricing model is, they have, how many days is this? So I think 2nd through the 6th. 4 days. 4 days. Man, that looks beautiful. That looks beautiful. 4 days for this retreat for pretty much $1,800 or $1,500. So you can price your retreat like this. So this is 4 days. Now the value of what they're giving, I see some retreat topics, is how to clear goals and achieve them, how to invest your time, not just spend it, your mindset, burnout, close to your goals. This is interesting, but so I would give this website and the pricing probably like a 5 out of 10, because it doesn't really talk about what goals, like what am I actually going to get from this retreat. So that's one thing, as you're doing your pricing, is look at what are you actually going to get, what is your attendee going to receive tangible, like what's the transformation that they're going to receive. Don't sell the benefits and features. And that's basically what they're doing. They're like, oh, we're going to talk about mindset and burnout and all those other things. Like, yeah, of course, people want that. But what am I going to get from this? What am I going to walk away? What tangible things am I going to walk away from this retreat that makes it where I want to spend $1,800? Now, they say they're sold out. So they're obviously doing something, or they already have a great network of people. But if you're starting your first retreat, you may just want to take this example and say, okay, they're giving two pricing options. One is with a shared room, one is not a shared room. And he also said it's starting at, which makes me believe that there's other upsell, type features that you can get, or add-ons for this type of retreat, which is fine, which is absolutely fine, by the way. So I would say this is a 5 out of 10. This is actually a good example. They have a click here to apply. So you can apply to this retreat, and they have a Google form, which then it looks like this is what they have. A bunch of questions, application. Dang, it's a long application. And then submit. So that's cool. Let's go to the next one. So let's scroll up to the top here. So entrepreneur escape the grind and connect. I like that. Escape the grind and connect with like-minded in Mexico City. All right, that's cool. So you can apply to join. Why choose it? Break free of the stress cycle. See, this is like already back to like, this is about the transformation as far as what are you selling? Short and impactful. It's a 4-day retreat. Beautiful surroundings, designed for entrepreneurs like you. What you get. So you get accommodations, exclusive access, curated, world-class dining, connections for life. That's cool. So they're more selling the experience. And then they have what are you going to be doing each day, which is cool. So they're selling the experience, which is fine. So their cost is $997 for a 4-day retreat. So look at the differences here. Like, and honestly, this looks a little bit more polished. I mean, the one was heavy on skiing, but this looks a little bit more polished. And honestly, this looks beautiful where they're at. So you need to apply. So most retreats do an application. I would suggest you do an application of some sort, because you don't want to just accept anybody through the door. Because the thing about a retreat, since you have an intimate experience, one bad apple can literally destroy your entire retreat. So you want to make sure that the people are vetted and they meet the criteria of your retreat. So $997 for 3 days is not bad. Now let's just do some quick math. We got to take $997 and divide that by 4. So that's pretty much $250 per day. Now it looks like, I don't know what that all includes, right? As far as their ticket price. So that's one thing. And then maybe the application will tell me that. So they looks like they got, now they have something that says they're trying to capture your first name, last name, email, and phone number. So then that way they can be able to retain and know who's kind of going to fill out the application if you back out of it quickly. So that's a great way to get leads. This is good though. This is good. I feel like $997 is a pretty good price. $1,000. Of course, you can have other ways of doing it, like payment plan, which maybe some of these other retreats have, but you can have payment plan options that are a little bit more money. But $997 sounds pretty good for this. I mean, it just sounds like, hey, it's a getaway with entrepreneurs, and they're more selling the experience. So let's go into another one. This is good. This is really good because you're actually seeing literally real examples, and I'm not just, I can tell you what's worked for me, but This is really good. So see you next year. Oh my God, I like that. I might steal this. See you next year is cool. Join the wait list. So before and after your retreat, you should definitely have some form of a wait list where people can get put onto the wait list. And that way you can always be marketing, right? You can always be marketing. So this is in Dallas, Texas. This is a beautiful website. Beautiful, beautiful website. Workshop, education, ideas and make them a reality. Hit the ground running with your big goals, tired of putting those dreams. Okay, this is cool. So this is showing like real, like you're literally going to a workshop to build out your ideas and literally implement them right away. So this is cool. So this is the host. Okay, she had a bunch of speakers. This is awesome. This site is very well laid out, guys. Super, super well laid out. It's a peek from a vlog from past attendees. Look at the schedule, full session days after the conference. So it looks like what? 1, 2, 3 days. Come on, show us a price. What you'll do in Dallas. This is really cool. This is very well done. Great example. Join the wait list. Sponsors. We'll get into sponsors later in a different video. Well, they got Honeybook. That's good. Yeah, they don't have their pricing. So here's another model, guys. As you're pricing out your retreat, you don't always have to share what the price is. People will raise. What you're going after is you're trying to get people to raise their hand to say, hey, I want to attend. That's what you're going after. So this is a great example of a beautiful website. Unfortunately, they have no pricing. So sometimes if you put the pricing on the website, it can give a little bit of a barrier. So that way you're filtering out who's actually ready. But sometimes if you can get people on the wait list and then you can get them on a call and then drop the price, that's more of a conversation. So it just depends on what works for you. So it would have been awesome to look at what they charge, but let's go to the next one. Mindful business retreat. All right, here we go. Taking a pause for now. Something to believe in. Pop your name on the wait list below. That's cool. That's it. That's it. Wow. All right. We're just going to go to the next one. I mean, there's not much to say here. It would have been nice to even have, they have a couple pictures of past retreats, but I don't know. If I don't know this person, I would have liked a little video or something explaining something. Let's go into the next one. All right, I'm getting messages, all types of retreats, experiences. They do a ton of different things. All right, here we go. Let's look at this luxury retreat. Oh, this website is crazy. Let's look at this retreat here. Buy tickets. How much are they selling these tickets for? Eventbrite. Interesting. So $3,795, guys, for this retreat. Okay. So this is a 3-day retreat and a destination. You're going to Italy. And what is all so it's 5 days, 4 nights, women's retreat in Italy. What's all included in the ticket? I don't know. I don't know what's included in the ticket, but let's see if this tells us. All right, here we go. All-inclusive full retreat with your own bed. If you want a shared room, I guess. Includes meals, activities with a scheduled flight and transportation retreat at your own expense. So you got to get your own ticket there and then transportation. But besides that, everything else is covered. You don't have to worry about a thing. Interesting. So this is if you want to share with somebody, and this is if you, this is $5,000, $5,225.17, including a fee. And I guess they say that they will waive the Eventbrite fee. So that's just them going through this platform as far as to do sales. And then you could do a shared with family members, the 3,000. So here we go, guys. This is a great example. So this is a lot more pricier of a retreat, but all right, easy, Amy. Easy, Amy. Oh, here we go. It's all right here. So you get interactive workshops, breath work, snacks, bike rides, all types of stuff. So this is cool. It looks beautiful. They keep hosting retreats. So this pricing model, you also want to think about this. So who's your avatars, who's buying this ticket? So theirs is anywhere from 3-ish thousand upwards to 5,000 plus. Maybe they're looking for women entrepreneurs that are of a certain kind of class bracket, right? So all-inclusive women's retreat. So they don't even say where it's business, really. I think it's just, maybe it's not really about business. Photo shoots. Yeah, it does it. I don't think this is just about business. So this is more just to get away. Just to get away. So they're probably looking at women that probably have a good job, or they have the means to be able to pay for a $5,000 ticket. So look at who is your audience, right? Who are the people that are going to be buying this ticket? That is kind of where you want to start with your pricing. Who's buying the ticket? What are they willing to afford? And also then, what does the ticket all include? So this is all inclusive. So what do you want that ticket to include within your entire retreat? Now, just know the more you have add-ons, the tougher the sell, because what happens is somebody buys the initial ticket, but then if they need to buy a bunch of add-ons and upsells, it's going to be tough. So the more you can make it all inclusive in a retreat, I do think is the way to go. So like if you can put the hotel stay in there, if you can put everything but the flight in there, it just makes it easy. People don't have to think too much. The more that you don't have that there, where they have to pay for a bunch of stuff, it just gets them thinking like, oh man, I got to pay for meals, I got to pay for this, if they're budget tight, right? So first of all, the website's incredible. It looks great, very straightforward. And this is Malibu. Now this is California. So this is from $1,000 in California. So this is not, this is a little bit cheaper. Well, you got your 4,000. It's a little bit cheaper, but it looks like their range of what they do is anywhere from $1,000, probably at the very lowest, all the way up to around $5,000. So just so you guys can see different examples. All right, let's go on to the next one. Honest CEO, the Honest Retreat. Wow, it looks like some good food. Intimate retreat for honest entrepreneurs. So that's their whole thing, honesty. They have a beautiful video here. Pull up in the limo. It looks like it's a small retreat, right? 5-6 people. You guys could do a small retreat, 5-6 people. Yeah, looks like they're just chilling out. This is day one. Going through strategies. It's awesome. Take away time from your business. Can you see it? Can you feel it? This is awesome. Goes back into the pain points, what they're selling, what the vision is, who the retreat is for the go-getter driven woman entrepreneur who's looking to be focused in intentional expansion. That's fantastic. Place looks awesome. Where in August? Investment. So they do have pay in full or payment options. So you could definitely put that there if you would like, as far as for options. So people just know like, hey, I don't have to do this all today. I can have payment plans. Just to let you know, for pricing, a lot of times what we do just to get that initial commitment from somebody is we do $500 deposit. It's more of a simple way for somebody to say yes to something, and then they can either pay the rest in full later, when we get closer to the event, or we have payment plan options for them, which is a little bit more than the regular ticket price, but it does space out the payments for them. All deposits and future payments are non-refundable, no exceptions. And they got terms and conditions. It's awesome. So this is $4,500 plus HST, which I don't know what that is. So in the comments, if you guys want to say what that is, I'm guessing hotel stay. I don't know what that is. I have no clue. FAQs are awesome, guys, for your pricing. So just to let people know, like, hey, what's going on here, what questions you have. 4,500. So that once again, this is like $5,000 price point. But it looks like they're only looking for a very small group of people. So if you're trying to have like 20 people, you might have a lower ticket price depending on the experience. If you're having a very intimate experience with only like a certain amount of people, if it's like 5-6 people, you could probably raise up the ticket price and just find those individuals that really see the value in what you're doing and the experience that you're creating. So this is a great website. Fantastic job. Honest CEO. All right. We're going to fly through these last couple here. So Lisa Johnson, talk to me. Where are we going? So they got a show reel. So this is about her. Okay, cool. It's a lot about her. Oh, wait. Upcoming events. I probably should have clicked on that first. Retreat sold out. Join the wait list. Man. How much was it? We don't know. Okay. This is good. This is another good thing, guys. So how much are you willing to pay? Would you be willing to pay for the retreat? Excluding the flights and accommodation. So flights and hotels and accommodation. So 1 to 2K, 2 to 4K, 4 to 8K. So this is like a range, which is interesting. And maybe depending on what they're willing to pay is where you put them into, hey, we can fit you into this payment plan. Or because of the retreat price is already going to be set, but we can maybe guide you into what plan. So that's pretty good. I do like that they're doing that. Now their retreat seems like it's all the way from 1 to 2,000 upwards to 4 to 8,000, depending on like what they would like in their experience. So once again, you know, this looks like somebody that's got their brand positioning, which is a lot of times what I talk about is their brand positioning is very well established. So they're able to charge maybe a little bit more for what they do because they position their brand correctly to be able to sell those kind of tickets where people already know the credibility and the trust has already been built, where they are willing to pay that amount, right? And this is some great testimonials here. This is awesome. Latest retreat is sold out. All right, so is this the last one? Okay, second to last one. Okay. Established businesses, unlimited pie perspective, continual education. All right. Request invitation. Oh, this is cool. I like the little Seek thing. Our own agenda. Okay, people walking around. Is there any price? Request. Join us live. So everybody's got an application. So something you guys could take in consideration for your retreats. And let's see. No pricing. No pricing. So looks like it's a two-day experience. 30 seats available. So theirs is 30 seats. So their ticket price may not be as much depending on who they are. All right, let's go to the last one. Last one here. Build your brave retreat. Watermark Beach Resorts. I like resorts. I like it. Get the tickets, meet the speakers. That's cool. Build your brave team. The venue. Look how they're showcasing it, guys. We'll get into all this stuff later in a future video, but look how they're showcasing this. Okay, so retreat admission. Early bird price. So with pricing, you could do early bird pricing where you're incentivizing the people to be able to get the ticket ahead of time. We've done this many times. And what we've done actually, and I'll show you one of our retreats one of our retreat pages after this. is that we have a tiered thing to, as the event gets closer, basically the price goes up as the event gets closer. 1 to 5 days, all what's included, which is awesome. So you get food all included with this. So it's either $9.97 as early bird and the regular is $9.97, or and you could also upgrade. So once you get your ticket, you could also upgrade it to VIP, and they have a bigger VIP package of $1,044, or pretty much $1,300, and you basically get photos, conversations, guest speakers, swag bags, all types of stuff. So this is cool. So their event is relatively a little bit cheaper, to 1.5 day experience though. So it's not it's not like too many days of the experience. So this is good. I feel like this is pretty fair. They offer food, opportunity for building connections, swag bags. So the regular general admission, and I don't know how many seats they had. That is one. I don't know how many seats. So this one thing they could have done to help with urgency is say how many seats they have. And they do say looking for other payment options, let us know, reach out. So this is cool. All right, awesome. This is good. I'm glad you guys are able to see examples. So we're going to go to one of our retreats that we have coming up in Denver. So this retreat, we showcase the experience. We claim the spot for $500 deposit. We have a quick thing of meet your hosts here, what the experience is, what's included, what's not included. And so this is what I wanted to show you guys. So this is what works all the time, but you got to be able to market it because otherwise people just don't catch it. So you have booking windows, and when you release the tickets, you have like an early bird for the people that want to act now. Then each month it gets closer and closer to the event, the ticket price goes up. That way in your emails and in your communication, you could be like, hey, ticket prices are about to jump. Grab that spot now. It's only $500 to claim your booking window. This is great for urgency. So in retreats, you want to create this urgency in your pricing to be able to get people to act now, because everybody's last minute. I mean, especially business owners, we're last minute. We're last minute unless we need it right now. So it increases monthly, and it gets them to be able to save more money if they commit early. I would do non-refundables, so that way they're locked in, and they can't change their mind last minute, because you're planning for a retreat. It'd be really hard if 5 people just cancel out last minute, and it's like, oh my goodness, I have no time to market. So that's got to be non-refundable. And then it also says, and this is why I wish some of the other sites would focus on, but we're accepting a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 20 attendees for this retreat. So you're making that very clear that that's the amount of people that's going to be in this event. So you want to create urgency with your pricing. You want to make sure that what's all included in your pricing, who is it for, who is the avatar, and at what point are they, like, what's the purpose of your retreat, the tangible walkaway things that they're going to get from the retreat, and making sure, like, hey, is this something that people really, really need? Then that could increase your price. You could fluctuate your price depending if you have 30 people or 5 people. So you could raise it, so that way you're covering all your expenses. And we'll get into other future videos talking about sponsorships and how to plan and organize all this stuff, so that way you can make it profitable. But this is a good blueprint. So I'll show you one more really quick. Is one we just did. So we just did this one in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We have an intro video up here. Reserve your spot. So when we got closer to the event, we did do a reserve your spot. And we're trying to get people on the phone. So we said, hey, flash sale for anybody that books a call today. You get a discounted ticket. We didn't tell you what it was, how much the ticket was, but we did say it was a discounted ticket. And then also we did put down the investment ranges from 4,000 to 8,000, and then payment plans available right up here. Snapshot of the event. We have a thing links it to for past attendees, basically social proof. Our speakers. Claim your spot, $500 deposit. We have pictures and videos and stuff from the last event, what you'll experience, what's included. Same thing, pricing window, increases monthly. And then we did say if you're a current client, you do receive 50% off your ticket. And then if you're part of our community, you get 5% off the ticket. And then we have more testimonials, stuff about the host, myself, more videos, and that's it. Your pricing in the beginning, if this is your first retreat, if you already have a sustainable business and you already have clients and you're like, hey, I want to get my clients to come out to this event, do it in a way where you know what your clients are willing to pay right now. So do it in a way where you know your avatar, you know what they're willing to pay. So I would not go anything lower than really that 500, depending on how many days your retreat is. There's a lot of variables, but just don't go below 500. People are not going to value it. And then it goes up from there. Depends if it's a day, day retreat. Is it a day and a half? Is it 4 days, 5 days? Are you traveling overseas somewhere? Are you doing it in your hometown? Are you doing it somewhere in a different state? Depending on those variables, you want to charge appropriately. But first, it starts with the avatar. And then you could you saw a bunch of different pricing models. So choose one that you're comfortable with, that you really want to do, but you do one that creates urgency. You want people to book the ticket as soon as they see it. So they feel like, oh man, if I don't book it now, this may slip away from me and I really do need this. And so you have to create that urgency and you have to create that desire. So those are two things: urgency, desire. And those two things put together, people will act. So you have the different examples of like the booking window, where it's a tiered thing and it leads up to the event. You have where you can create different packages for people. You have where you can do the wait list, and then people find out the price through email communication or on a call. There's a lot of different ways to do this, but you need to do this where you're looking at your expenses, you're looking at your current circle of who you know right now and how can you leverage your current connections. You're looking at what is your avatar willing to pay. And lastly is what kind of credibility and attention and audience do I have right now? If you don't have much, then start low. Do something that's sustainable and that's easy for you to execute. Maybe it's a day and a half retreat. Maybe it's a 1 day retreat. Maybe it's a half day, just experience that you're putting together. Start small, please. I know from personal experience, literally doing a huge conference in a sports arena. So start small, and then work your way up. Now, if you already have credibility and attention and an audience, then maybe you already have some marketing channels that you can say, hey, I'm going to up the ticket price a little bit because this is the avatar. I know that they can afford this. And you can get a lot of leads, through this. And so that's another great way as far as to kind of measure how much you're actually going to be charging. Also, once you put the price out there, just know, this is just a hint, this is just a tip, is once you put the price out there, the price is the price, right? Don't settle for things that are lower, right? I know we want the sale, but don't settle for things that are lower. Now, there are situations where you can always create exceptions for people, but make sure that you're not just creating those exceptions just because you're devaluing what you're doing. Create those exceptions for people that are maybe huge champions, or they are long-term paying or clients that you've had before in the past, and you're like, hey, look, the lifetime value of this client is already so much, so I can provide a small discount, for this client or for this person. That's fine. But don't every single call you get on, you just start to lower and lower your price because the person's like, look, I got $200, but I really want to go to this. Don't do that, because that word gets around. And people will find out that all they got to do is just talk to you and, say a couple things, and then the price is going to get lowered. So don't devalue the experience that you're putting together. So the next video that we're going to be diving into is, let's actually plan out this thing. Let's map this thing out. What are all the things that you need to be thinking about when planning your retreat? So from the location, the time, what's the best time to do a retreat? How do you do something that's out of state or out of country? Food. Like, let's go through the logistics of putting together a retreat, and I think you'll learn a lot from that video. So we'll be dropping that soon, and please go back and look at the other videos that I talk about with the goals and like literally step one of where you should start with a retreat, and then the planning phase also of the retreat. And hopefully these are valuable. So please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things. Please drop some comments below. Let me know if this was helpful, if you have any questions, because I would love to dive into that in a future video. And so my name is Jamar Jones from Forever Media, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.